Hey everybody in YouTube land, Wide World of Trains here. How's everybody doing today? Hey, I got some good train videos for you today, but before we get to that, let me remind everybody, if you haven't already, please subscribe to Wide World of Trains on YouTube. We add new train videos just about every day of the year. I have over 14,500 train videos on YouTube for your enjoyment. And when you watch one of my videos, leave a comment, let me know what you think, and give the video a like. Alright, enough of that. Let's get to this train video. Roll it! DPU all right. Says right here on the hoodie, DPU all right. Roll it. Symbol on that train is CSX Q363. That train starts out in Selkirk, New York, heads west all the way to Indiana, where it terminates in Avon, Indiana. All on this Thursday, January 6, 2022, from a Wide World of Trains on YouTube. Here's the next video. Roll it. Hey everybody, Wide World of Trains here. As you can see, we got a Norfolk Southern train rolling along here. We're going to try to follow it down the other end of the road. Got a couple of NS engines for power, nothing great. I don't think we'll be able to catch up to the engines though. It's going pretty fast. Just heard? I heard a CSX, so maybe we'll have time to catch that train. Sometimes you just miss them, you know. Can't catch them all. Or is that Pokemon? And there's the CSX going by already. Missed both of them. But that's how it rolls when you're rail fanning. Like I said, you can't catch them all. We do get a lot of them here at Wide World of Trains. We have over 14,500 train videos on YouTube. In total, there's probably 20 to 25,000 trains, because a lot of the videos have 5, 6, 7 different trains on each video. Not all of them, but probably 3,000 of the videos, 3 to 4,000 of the 14,000 have multiple trains on them. So we have gotten our share in the last 14 and a half years on YouTube. So the DPU all right. Hey, we got to see that. It's a bumpy road, sorry about that, but that's how it is up here. Symbol on this train here is CSX I009. This train starts out in Port Newark, just can't think of it, but it terminates in Bedford Park, Illinois. And the other train we saw was NS SD40-2 That train starts out in the 47th Street Yard, Chicago, Illinois. It terminates in Ayer, Massachusetts. For some reason, I just off the top of my head, I can't think of where this train originates. It's New Jersey. I can't think of a word of the city. I'm stumped here. It's not Port Newark. It's the other one. Boy, I hate that when I can't think of it. It doesn't happen often, but it happens sometimes. It is Port Newark. That's right. The other one I'm thinking of is South Kearney, New Jersey. Well, we missed those two trains. At least we missed the power. We got the DPU all right, though. We're going to go back to the other end of the CSX tracks here and see what we can get. So on to the next train video. Roll it. All right, we're going to take a ride with Wide World of Trains here. Going to the other destination here where we filmed some trains. I haven't been to the curve in a while. Maybe I'll go there. It'll take about 7 minutes to get there. I don't know if you guys want to ride along for that whole 7 minutes, do you? We will do that. Right now we're on Harrington Road in Sheridan, New York. We're going to head west through Dunkirk, New York to the west side of town. Do some rail fanning there. It's starting to snow. We're supposed to get about up to a foot of snow tonight. I see some flakes falling. Go a little faster around that curve there, girl. Man. Something how we missed the beginning of both trains. I did see the power on the NS. It was just AC44C6M rebuild, an old X-9, and ES40DC. The CSX had a DP all right in the middle. I didn't catch what it was though. But at least it wasn't nothing great. What I really don't like is when I miss the good stuff. Over here to the right, they're adding on to the Perina's parking lot for the semi trucks. That thing's always full of semis up there. They really pump out the dog food in that place and the dog treats. Seems like it never shuts down. Basically, just on the holidays. Big multi-billion-dollar industry is the pet industry for sure in the United States. Some of that food's more expensive than steak per pound. I mean, I'm talking about the treats. A lot of the treats are $7, $8, $10 a pound. Some of the premium dog food's $2 a pound, $2.50 a pound or more. Not just from Purina, but from other dog food companies. There's so many. Seems like there's new ones popping up every week. That shows you how big of an industry it is. I mean, you just, 10 years ago, you just had never heard of all these new dog food companies that you hear about, that you see marketed today. Big, big industry. I'm glad I charged my battery on the camcorder. That's the train that just went by. Some mow equipment in the yard. I heard them going in a few minutes ago. CSX, they're doing some tamping on the main lines here. The regulators and stuff. Progress Drive, crossing the intersection of Roberts Road in Dunkirk, New York. To the right here was all part of the old former Brooks Locomotive Works that was founded in 1869 by Horatio Brooks. It lasted until around 1901 when it combined with other smaller railroad companies to form the ALCO Locomotive Company in 1901. To the right here, there's more of the old ALCO. It was basically seemed like half the town at one time when it was at its peak, building locomotives. And up here on the right, the building with the two pointy things on the roof there, that's for the crane. That used to roll the steam locomotives down the assembly line, and that's where the wheels to the crane was. It was mounted up there. I have old pictures of the inside of that with the locomotives on the crane. I'll have to post that someday. I have a picture of this railroad crossing here from 1920s or 30s. Doesn't look much different than it does today, actually. Going over the tracks. And again, all this to the right. Now a fruit juice factory. But that's all newer buildings except for the one way in back. All the older buildings used to be right to the right here. They tore them all down. All was part of ALCO. It started here when it was in 1869 to the right. It started and it kept expanding east. The to the areas we just drove past as it grew bigger and bigger from 1869 till 1900 or so. Used to be farmland over there, and they converted it to industry in early 1900s, 1910. And right up here is the CSX tracks. Basically, they built the locomotive factory right near the tracks, which makes a lot of sense, But before it was the Brooks Locomotives in 1869, it was the Erie Railroad repair shops. And they relocated to Buffalo when they thought, at the time, Buffalo and Dunkirk weren't much different in size, population-wise. But when the writing was on the wall that Buffalo was going to be the place to be for industry and shipping and stuff with the Erie Canal, things like that, the Erie Locomotive Railroad, the Erie Railroad relocated to Buffalo, and they had an empty shop here, and Horatio Brooks had an idea. He said, why don't he rent out lease out the old Erie Railroad repair shops and try to build locomotives, and that's what he did. I mean, can you imagine that? Have an idea to, let's see, I think I'm going to make some steam locomotives here. Let's try that. Most people say let's open a pizza shop, let's open a sub shop, let's open a restaurant, let's open a clothing store, things like that. Back then, Horatio Brooks, well, he was an engineer for the Erie Railroad, so he had some experience in the field. But they basically just started from scratch. Built a pretty successful business. You can always Google Brooks Locomotive Works, they'll tell you all about it. I'm just summarizing what's obviously a lot more to it than that. And over to the right here is that's the CSX track still. We're in the middle of Dunkirk, New York, corner of Central Avenue and 3rd Street. Go this way under the railroad track bridge. There's a spot I've never railfanned in. I'm not going to railfan it, but I'm going to go down this one dead-end road here. I don't think I've ever showed it on any of my videos. I haven't been down this road in years and years. But it's kind of unusual what they had to do at the time when they elevated the tracks and made the berm here. Before that, the tracks went right down the side of the road on 3rd Street. And then in 1939, they had an idea of elevating the tracks to eliminate all the crossings through the middle of the city. But they had a little problem where this one spot is. There was at the time, a factory there, and they couldn't build the berm without tearing down part of the factory, so they made a compromise. I'm trying to think of what that factory was. I'm thinking it was something to do with plants or farming or something like that. Oh, I passed it. See, that shows you how long it's been since I've been on that street. Right where that water tower is, that's Lake Erie. That's why they call this, the tracks here, the water level route, because they went right along the shores of the Great Lakes, where the land is obviously flat, or mostly flat. Easier for the trains to travel. Right over here, part of that red brick building is part of the old this old factory I'm talking about. That's still standing, but they had to build this big wall here. This big concrete wall is about 25-30 foot high instead of the berm, because the factory went right up to the right up to here, right up to the wall here. They tore it down since, the part of it here. But this is one big wall right here. I've never rail fanned. If you look up there, I never knew this. They even have a part of the wood telephone pole attached to some to a angle iron and bolted to the wall. That just shows you how tight space was back then. There's still an insulator up there, and there's several of these along here. I never knew that. I said I haven't been back here in years. I mean, it's a dead end, you know. But that, I'm gonna have to find a picture of that factory. And they didn't want to disturb the building, so they compromised and built the wall. Because as you can see down there, the berm comes out about 15 to 20 foot, and they couldn't put a berm here because of the building's foundation was right there. So that's why they built the wall there. I mean, what that would cost today, that'd be a lot of money. But part of the old factory still stands there. It's a different business now. Sounds like they're talking to the Norfolk Southern 309. Maybe I can catch this. Street. We're coming up to the CSX tracks. No more berm, because as you can see back there, we went uphill and we're now level with the tracks. Again, there's an old crossing right there. That wooden fence is still there from 1940. That's what's left of it. Used to go right across the track there. Debating whether I should stay here or try to go get that Norfolk Southern. I think I'm gonna go try to get the Norfolk Southern. So we'll see it in the next video. Roll it. Now, hey everybody, I'm now on Brigham Road. I think we're gonna have time to get that 309. We might just get it. So I'm gonna stay right over here. There's a spot I've only filmed at a few times. It's actually an old concrete bridge they built again around 1940. Here comes a Dunkirk police car turning a corner. Right there to the left. Look out there. I'm going to stay right here. Thought that was it. It's a payloader over there doing some work. There's a concrete bridge they built again. 1940, it was the same time they built the berm over there. This train should be coming any minute here. I think I hear it. This is the NS 309. Oh, good amount of power on it. got some snow on it too. Pair of SD40-2s, look at that. And back years ago, this was just a grade crossing here. Like I said, they built the bridge. A lot of people call it viaducts. I don't think that's the correct term. I think it's a bridge, but like I said, everybody around here calls them viaducts. That's a concrete one, kind of outdated. The ones that go over CSX that were built in 1940 have concrete sides, but the bridge itself is all steel. This is probably steel reinforced concrete. I mean, when they built it, it probably looked nicer. You can see that thing's crumbling.
Clear 43.5 west south.
309, cleared 43.5. Now, some people say, they complain and they say, get a tripod, not knowing I have about 10 of them. And you think they would realize before they say that on a video like this is, I couldn't use a tripod here, it was impractical. So if I went by the theory of using a tripod all the time, I just wouldn't get this train. And I think it's better to at least get the train and have a little shaking than not get it at all. So, you know, a lot of my videos are like this. I go where the trains are, a lot of action, a lot of movement to get to them, and a lot of them I get just in time. And some I miss, like you seen earlier. You know, I just missed by a minute each train. A minute on each train, I missed the power. So that's why I don't always use tripod. And the winter, you know, it makes it hard too. But we still get trains every day of the year. That's what we do at Wide World of Trains on YouTube. All right, on to the next video. Roll it. Oh, symbol was NS309. That train originates in East Binghamton, New York, and terminates in Elkhart, Indiana, heading west. All on this Thursday, December 6, 2021, from Wide World of Trains on YouTube. Or is it the 7th? Nope, it's the 6th. All right. Roll it. There's another police car.
A couple cabooses. Whoa! Couple old cabooses. Look at that. Are you kidding me? 2 chassis cabooses. No way.